My name is Cait Helten, and this is my first professional gallery showing. And what I have done is I have created a series that I hope captures the feeling you get when you're alone. And it's not necessarily sadness, but it's being able to enjoy the feeling you get from being alone in nature. And that's something I really wanted to capture, especially through different types of light that give you that feeling. And what I really want the most is for someone to look at my work and get an emotional response and feel good about it in any way. And hopefully that is what I achieve. Very much.
So what I do is, for an idea of a painting, I usually, if it's something that I walk by or I come across that that looks like something that I would paint, that inspires me, and usually it's something that makes me laugh to myself. So I'll take that and I'll take pictures of it because I'm not around it for very long, and then I'll take the picture and I'll work it to the way I like to see it, and then I'll paint it. And usually for canvas size, it's just whatever I think it would fit on and look appealing to the eye. And then I don't know, with the bathroom series that I did and the kitchen series, it was mainly the idea of, I was really inspired by John Bratby, the idea that, as far as I'm concerned, he was the first artist to really paint a toilet, and everybody thought that that was just amazingly blasphemous and absurd and disrespectful, because that's where people went to the bathroom, and I thought it was so funny that I would myself take on a series of toilet paintings. And then it kind of just went into kitchen themes and basically anything that, I don't know, I like to paint portraits, but there's something about painting bathrooms and kitchens and things that are in everybody's everyday use. But definitely the toilets there's something definitely very humorous in a bathroom. So I kind of wanted to bring that out into public again. You don't really see very many people painting something like this. So I didn't want to be unique, but it was just something that I like. So, and usually when I paint a painting, I paint it for myself. And if it's something that I like, then I'll paint it the way I like it, and then I like what I've come out with. So, there was another series I did, which is another painting over there, the toy stove, that was part of my graduation collection that I was supposed to do, and the theme was old toys that were sentimental to people that they used to play with when they were young. So there was that, and there was a little toy truck, and there was plastic food, which I myself still play with till this day, and so I really like to get a feeling out of the viewer. So if they see this toy truck, they say, I used to play with something like that when I was young, and it means a lot to me, so that they would want it around them. But I just usually paint what, and if I've done a few paintings where it was an image from inside my head, which I just thought, wouldn't it look funny if this happened like if you we're walking down the street and you saw this happening. One of them was a painting of an ice cream cone that had fallen on the ground, and then there's this baby seagull standing beside the ice cream cone just kind of looking at it, and it's just kind of one of those touching moments where somebody's lost something, and you can only imagine that it was a little kid dropped their ice cream cone on the ground, and then this seagull came along, this baby seagull, and said, whoa, score, right? So that popped up into my head, so what I did was I went around and I took pictures of seagulls, and I took, I bought an ice cream cone and I dropped it on the ground, and then I took pictures of it, and then I put it together, so it was kind of a collage of images. But that's sometimes, if I don't see something that's already there, then I want it to be there, then I make it so it's there. So, yeah.
So I chose to do a painting of a buck, obviously. The choice was not really having to do necessarily with the animal itself. It more had to do with the portrait and this almost traditional view of an animal. I've had people see it who are things like hunters and nature enthusiasts, you know, and they all seem to be interested in it, which I think is an interesting result. That it's not just, you know, it's accessible to many groups of people. The work was originally based off a photograph, but I altered it a lot to accentuate my own style and my own choices in painting. As I went on with the painting, I realized that I didn't want to finish a lot of it, because I think there's something somewhat endearing about an unfinished piece of art. Not that it's to say it's unfinished, but there's gaps and there's obviousness where I chose to stop before maybe I should have, in some people's mind anyways. And that's kind of something I played with the whole time while working on it as I went along. And this wasn't an idea I had at the beginning, it was something I came up with as I went, which is just part of painting in my opinion. Yeah, I'm happy with it. I think it has a lot of mood, a lot of character, emotion in its, in the style, in the color. It's dramatic. It's an image that everyone understands, like Canadians or, you know, people from BC. You always see a deer, they're always standing there, and it's very accessible, and I like how there's many different interpretations. So.
Carol Didier, who represents the Zonta group in this part of the world. I will get Carol to talk a little more about it, but the main thing they do, as far as we're concerned, is give out scholarships for tuition and supplies to young ladies, in particular, young women, to help them pursue their career. And what's fascinating is that last year, Cait Helten, whose work you see behind me and on the other walls there, got the scholarship last year, and that was partly enabled her to spend last year preparing her work for the show. And this year, we have Dana Davies, who is the recipient of this scholarship. But I'd like Carol to really come up and explain about it all. And present it to you.
Thank you very much. For those of you who don't know, the Zonta Club of Victoria has been going since 1919. It's an association to improve the status of women internationally. We're in 67 countries. There are about 35,000 members, 1,200 clubs. And you may know Pat Martin-Bates. She is a charter member of this club. In fact, the only one that we have left. She started it and helped get it going along with Phoebe Noble in 1968. We're so pleased. And she is the one that got us involved in presenting these bursaries. When she talks, as I said to Peter, we listen. And we're so pleased that Caitlin, our last year's bursary winner, has been able to do such magnificent work. Very well done. And this year, our bursary goes to Dana, and we hope that in the future, maybe even next year, she'll be here or somewhere.
I have some big shoes to fill.
With her work as well. Congratulations.